Sword of Coming Chapter 843. The upload was late, sorry. The night was heavy and Liang was nowhere to be seen in an instant. Only the sword light shone everywhere. When a single person shoots a sword, there is the atmosphere of many gods and methods in the ancient battlefield. Together with Zhou Xian, she is responsible for running the new makeup of the Great Array. As the direct disciple of the great ancestor of Tuyue Mountain, senior sister Liz Hen, she quickly looked around and displayed a magical power, her eyes gleaming, precious light flowing, even the long river of time, and there are clues in the path of Yin and Ming, but Exin Zhuang still can't find the trace of the man. It's no wonder that in the early years he was able to slip away in that dangerous scene of big monsters. Zhou Xian had drawn an unsheathed long sword from the sword box, clamped the blade with his 2 fingers, and swiped it swiftly towards the tip of the sword, as if peeling off a layer of immortal relics. The sword light turned into a thunder light, and hit the bright electric light. Together at the same time the heart voice reminded, "Don't look for it, you and I only care about the formation of the abbot and lead the sword with peace of mind." Xinzhuang immediately converged her mind when she heard the words, offering an inconspicuous bag, shook it gently, and the clouds rose and filled quickly, as if they had borrowed a wind and rain with the ancient Fengshen rain master to envelop her in it, and the clouds and mist were shaking. It seems that it is not the land of the abbot, but in fact there is a cave, a vast expanse of wind and rain, thousands of miles away, like an alternative mustered supernatural power, helping Xinzhuang hide in a huge lake, even if Aoliang can cut open the landscape of Zhou Xian with a single sword. Prohibition cannot cut her real body. The wild great monsters who besieged Aoliang this time, it seemed that if anyone didn't have 1 or 2 fairy soldiers in their hands, they would not have the face to go out and show up here on the battlefield. Xinzhuang was in a worry-free situation for the time being, so she took a few more glances at the sword box that Zhou Xian was carrying. On the teacher's inheritance in a wild world, the only person who could compete with Tuyue Mountain was actually Wen Haizhou's line. I saw Zhou Xian scratching the sword body again and again, constantly peeling off layers of ancient sword intent, to contend with the thunderous atmosphere of Liang's sword. The same as the Ascension Realm sword repair, and the gap is huge. Not only is the current realm of Zhou Xian not completely stabilized, but also the level of kendo. Zhou Xian had to admit that if he wanted to approach the current height of Liang's kendo, there was only one possibility. The opponent had a short life and he had a long life, and then a little bit of water-milling kung fu and follow-up opportunities would have hope. The predecessor of Bai Bio Mansion was a Dadulong Palace in Tongyi's Hao, but it was too old for years, and even Jiang Shangzhen's Yuguazong has no evidence to investigate. It is only on the place of the Dequan dynasty. Zhong Kui didn't tell the reason for the legend of Zhiguai, and there was no record at Dafu Academy. Lu Chen wiped the corners of his mouth, shook the wine bowl gently and said casually, "Oh, it means that the 5,000-character Taoist art of the jade slip turned into a 4-day cool, but I knew it. To be honest, I do have a sesame mung bean-sized relationship with me and relax. There is really no long-term calculation for this matter. It is not aimed at anyone, and those who are predestined get it, nothing more." Qin Pingon asked, "Do you want me to teach it to Qin Lingjun?" This is the real reason why Qin Pingon hasn't taught this Taoist formula for a long time. He would rather teach Shui Jiao Hongxiao in the future, rather than let Qin Lingjun get involved. Lu Chen sighed without giving an answer directly. "I guess this guy is unwilling to go to Qingming Tianxia. Forget it, it's going to rain Yang to marry, so just let him go." Qin Pingon curiously asked, "What is the relationship between Qin Lingjun and that dragon girl? Is it worth your attention?" Lu Chen rolled his eyes and said, "You have many ways, so check it out yourself. Isn't there an anti-Feng in Dali capital? Your true body is a few steps away from the Temple of Fire. Anyway, you might be able to cheat away a few jars of Bai Huanyang easily." In addition to sweeping away the 100 Flowers fortune land, Anti-Feng also has an illusion of wormwood burning the dragon girl's forehead, which is a kind of protection for the dragon girl. The last escape route of the real dragon in the world seems to be panic. He took the initiative to land ashore at Ao Ping Chao. In addition to looking for Old Man Yang's ascending platform, he also hopes that the avenue that fits the wind and water can help mediate from it. Say a few good things, otherwise Old Man Yang, a young man with the gods and the gods Tianjun, has no reason to ignore the life and death of a real dragon. What's more, in the eyes of the vast majority of the remnants of ancient gods, the genus of the world's flood dragons who are in charge of water transport, are all rebellious. Qin Pingon asked again, the road is hydrophilic. Is the aptitude of the earth immortal before breaking the natal porcelain? Is it an angel, or is it not mysterious and shaped by the day after tomorrow? Lu Chen smiled and said, Qin Pingon, don't you catch me and shove the wool to death, okay? Can't the two of us just drink and tell the old story? Qin Pingon twitched the corners of his mouth. Then if you have the ability, don't play with the magical powers of the lotus roots, and use Shiro to spy on the changes in the town and the Luapa mountain. Lu Chen said angrily, didn't you interrupt the clue to Cui Dongshan?